Hello, 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 travelers, and welcome back to Sic Parvis Magna, Pluribus Unum. Pluribus. Exciting news to anybody who wanted to see this series, especially on YouTube. It is currently, out of all the series that I just started, as of when I'm recording this, it is the top performing. So you know what? That means it's taking priority because this is doing, as well as it is, I can kind of justify and afford to also give this to my editor. So don't you worry. As of recording this, I 100% plan on getting all these to YouTube as well. So I'm going to explain why I'm behind and get into comments. So understandably, if you want to skip the kind of me and you conversational interaction bit of this episode, I don't blame you. For anybody who didn't already see the post on Patreon, I didn't really make one on YouTube, but I probably will. I use an external hard drive for a lot of my footage because I don't just edit in my office here, I edit off-site as well. I made a stupid accident, a stupid mistake, a little fucky-wucky, a fucky boingo, if you will. I dropped the damn thing, and it became damaged and inaccessible. So I've been having to deal with that. I found out that to get the hard drive, there's no fixing it so much as data salvaging it. And if you're unaware of how much data salvage costs, let me just say the first quote that I got was over $2,400, which is not gonna happen. I'm already a paranoid guy. So luckily I have backups of a lot of my footage. And luckily Patreon is serving as a healthy backup too. But there is some footage that may just be lost. So had a few bad mental health days while I was trying to reconcile with that, which is why I'm now 3 episodes behind on this, and also a little bit behind on Talamasca and everything else I was doing, but I'm getting back on the horse. People have been very excited for me to start this. Patreon comments take priority, so people say there's been a lack of reactions to this on YouTube, so glad to help fill that void. It was the planes that got hell. Oh yeah, there's a lot I'm going to get into with the discussion around the planes and a certain head injury, and people that have been nice and informative and people that have been judgmental in me. Which I said in the last episode, I don't know if it's cosmic angle or like a pharmaceutical angle are kind of the vibes that I'm getting. What kind of effed up pharmacies do you have where you live? In the United States, all of them. Are you kidding me? Dude, the United States is like the one country where it's not illegal to like advertise actively for pharmaceutical like medications that may or may not actually be effective, let alone our pharmaceutical industry is insanely tainted and messed up and about the money, and there's a lot to get into there. But if that's any perspective, like, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the liberties and freedoms that I may have in this country, but I'm also very well aware of not only how we're perceived on an international scale, but also our pitfalls. For sure. I think the reason Helen died is when she fell, she hit her head. Yeah, I got there eventually. I'll explain all that in a minute. They crop dusted them with the virus, and it was Helen, not Carol, that had a Pepsi, and I'm also shocked you do not have 10K subs already. I feel like I've been watching you for so long. Thank you. I previously commented that, I asked about subtitles. That having subtitles was whatever works for you, but sometimes, this is one of them, the volume of your commentary and the volume of the show is quite different. I had to turn it way up and still miss some of what they said. Yeah, I'm trying to find a balance, because some people prefer to have me super loud, and some people think then, like, the show's too quiet. It's also weird, because sometimes I'll edit, and I'm trying to edit where, like, I listen to, like, the headphones when I edit. I listen to it on just the speakers of my MacBook, and then I'm trying to make sure the volume sounds even all the way across the board. It's very difficult. Apparently, Gilligan says the show was partly inspired by a Twilight Zone episode called Third from the Sun. I'm watching it now. Interesting to contemplate possible connections and inspiration. This isn't the first time Melissa on Patreon has brought up Twilight Zone, because I remember, and I had planned to react to it and failed miserably, but when I was doing my reaction series for old Steve Rants back in season 2, there's an episode of the show toward the end of the season called The After Hours, and from what I understand, there were references to an episode of Twilight Zone called The After Hours. So it's cool to see, like, what both Ben Stiller and Vince Gilligan, these very artistically skilled creators, drawing inspiration from classic media and pop culture. Also, chemtrails spreading an RNA virus after it leaked from a lab. What did Vince mean by this? Hashtag noticing. And YouTube, there's some very sweet comments. Rini, this show deserves the MovieMan treatment. The chemtrails were virus trails. Also, Helen hit her head. The red bruising around her eyes was a sign. I'm making the mistake of interacting with some of the meaner comments, but in any case, here we go. Because people come in, right? It's a wee bit disheartening how many people miss both of these facts. I'm glad it wasn't lost on everyone who watched. That wasn't so bad. Someone said it's disheartening people don't know about chemtrail conspiracy theories or what a fatal head injury looks like. Yes, it's pretty sad actually. It means a lot of people are kind of happy how some people think the breathalyzer ignition intellect device was a choice. Yeah, lol. I guess I don't judge non-medical professionals for not knowing the raccoon eyes bruising. Yeah, see, that's reasonable. No one asked you not to judge anyone. All they were saying is this see, this is where it was like a little bit much. This blatant disregard towards knowledge and education is disheartening, and as an outsider looking in, it seems to be a very common attitude in the US. I agree that like education doesn't take as much of a priority as it should in the United States, but as I said right here, I was trying to address everybody, right? So I'm aware of what chemtrails are, same way I'm aware of what cloud seeding is, and look, as far as my research and my knowledge is, it's all their conspiracy theories. And that being said, this is a science fiction show, and I see the irony of including like a concept such as cloud seeding into the narrative, and I'm sure it's like Vince being very tongue-in-cheek about it, right? I get that's what was happening, is that like it was literally like crop dusting with the virus, and like now in retrospect I understand, but some people are being like severe towards other people, and they're like, how did
you not get this on the first watch?
I see the irony of Vince using contrails, actually factually correct, what actual planes leave behind in the sky, what you see, as a means of the virus distribution, however, in retrospect. Regarding the head injury, I suppose, and this is true, I suppose I was more preoccupied with the dominant threat of assimilation via this potential science fiction threat that I wasn't considering the real world medical ramifications. In any case, I certainly know now. But I don't think it's fair to suggest that ignorance or lack of knowledge is synonymous with a blatant disregard for said knowledge and education. I agree the US education system isn't great, but that doesn't mean we all don't want to gain more knowledge. Bro even said chemtrails and didn't make the connection, so close. That's what I'm saying. I like how people are giving me shit. Multiple people online are giving me shit, but it is what it is. You're not going to please them all. But I find it funny how it's like I jokingly acknowledge the conspiracy part of it, and then I'm trying to actually figure out, maybe I'm being too grounded in my theory crafting. But also, my brain crossed some wires. I know that Ray Seahorn's character drank at the bar now in retrospect, but just for some reason with the breathalyzer and her partner being like, you can't be doing all this. I don't know why, but my brain wire got crossed, and I was like, oh, so she's not drinking, but I know that's inaccurate now. Helen falls from a straight standing and doesn't brace her fall with her legs, arms, or butt. She lands directly on the back of her head, and the orbitals turning red that you noticed are good evidence of that. Most people who experience traumatic brain injury have bruising around the eyes and nose like that. See, that, like, informative, simple, polite, I appreciate that. I think if it was any other show, and they fell and hit their head, my mind would have immediately gone to concern over the head injury. But again, we've been seeing people get infected by this stuff and like seizing up, and their bodies going through a whole rigmarole of weird assimilation hive mind processes, right? So like my mind wasn't jumping to the real, non-fiction ramifications. I guess I was so wrapped up in the, everybody's acting weird because everybody's like being put under this control and being assimilated. So I was thinking more like, oh, well, how is this working out? Plus, for all I know, the hive mind can heal, but apparently perhaps not. So they're definitely partners. I also know that now. Vince Gilligan said he started thinking about the show 9 years ago. It's not like he bought a script and then made it his own. How does he think of these original stories? I noticed this on my second watch when I was showing my partner. Valker II says, some details I really like is that when the patient Zero started seizing, the rat was already watching from across the room as if it knew what was going to happen. On top of that, when she stood up in the shower, her front teeth were over her lip like a rat's teeth. A good early hint at hive mind. Indeed. I wonder if the humans are connected to the rats consciously and can just kind of tune them out because they're rats. And similarly, I wonder if the humans are now consciously connected to whatever species sent them the signal. Who may be tuning out the humans for now? Yeah, is it cross species? That's the question. Ren X responded and said, I don't think any of the animals were affected the same way at all. Going by the small amount of dialogue we got from the scientists working at the lab, this virus seems to be engineered specifically for human biology. Jabbies came in and said the genetic sequence made up of DNA and RNA are nearly universal among all organisms on Earth, actually. If you put a sequence that codes for a specific protein that resides in a jellyfish that fluoresces into an E. coli bacteria, then that bacteria cell with are you trying to say fluorescence? This means that you can't really code for something specific to humans. Any organism can start synthesizing new proteins it wouldn't normally produce if the correct DNA sequence is integrated. What is more likely is that the animal's level of intelligence mean that any connection they developed to each other had no major impact on their behavior, and so the scientists did not notice. I've watched 5 reactions and you're the first one to use the word hive mind. That's what my mind jumped to. I would say the point they're making by saying how much energy and the size of the satellite we need to be is that it would have to be sent with intent. As you said, not necessarily for us, but certainly not likely to be something happening by accident on the sender's part. I like that they talked about directionality as well. Galactic beacons are cool and make for great sci-fi. The book reading? Yeah, oh, it's up for the book reading. Yeah, I'm dead serious, by the way. 10K subs by the end of the year. I'll get drunk and do some smut reading. So many reactions at the same time. Don't remind me. Yeah, using chemtrails as the mechanism was an interesting choice. It seems like the show doesn't take itself too seriously, so they feel almost satirical. Why is everyone talking about chemtrails if it's possible to deploy aerosol spray from planes? Like, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's literally what crop duster planes do. Yeah, like the debunked part is the US government is not currently spraying people with anything so that it's not impossible. Hang on a second. Just to make sure, how do crop duster planes work? Flying low and slow over fields to spray agricultural chemicals from booms attached to the wings. Equipped with hoppers to hold the chemicals and a system of pumps and valves often driven by wind turbines to precisely control the flow. Do crop dusters use aerosol? Oh, interesting. Now, granted, this is all AI overviews, but this is why you should always do your own research. Crop dusters do not use aerosol sprays. They use a liquid solution and are designed to produce larger droplets that settle on the crops, not a fine mist that lingers in the air. Modern aerial application uses liquids like pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides, which are dispersed as droplets of about 100 microns or larger to ensure they land on the target crop. The term crop dusting comes from the historical use of actual dust, but this practice has been replaced by liquid applications. Are chemtrails real? Again, I'm probably going to get an AI overview, but not real. The term chemtrails refers to a widely debunked conspiracy theory that government agencies or other organizations are deliberately spraying chemicals in the atmosphere from aircraft for nefarious purposes like weather control or population control. Condensation trails, which are the white lines of ice crystals that form behind jet aircraft. They are essentially man-made clouds that form when hot, humid air from an aircraft's exhaust mixes with the extremely cold, low-pressure air at high altitudes. These ice clouds are similar to seeing your breath on a cold day and can either disappear quickly or persist and spread out depending on the humidity of the surrounding atmosphere. Can contrails reach people on ground? Contrails do not reach people on the ground because they are composed of ice crystals that evaporate long before reaching the Earth's surface. While the ice crystals themselves don't fall, contrails can persist and spread at high altitudes, sometimes forming long-lasting cirrus cloud layers that are blown by winds and may be visible from the ground for hours. So far be it from me. My bad. My apologies for not jumping to that conclusion. Like, again, now that I realize we are fully looking at like these things through the lens of a science fiction television show, then yes, I see what Vince is going for, and I, in my personal opinion, understand and see the very tongue-in-cheek thing where he's like,
oh, look at this, LOL, conspiracy theory, chemtrails, contrails, crop dusting, whatever you want to call it, that's how they're spreading it.
all I thought was I saw several lines in a row and I was like, wow, it's spread so far that they're even flying in sync right now. Let's not get it twisted and start coming in here and being like, I can't, like, I got these, like, conspiracy theorists that are coming in here being like, I can't believe you didn't pick up that obviously it's the chemtrails and the contrails that are, like, how could you not understand that's what's happening? It's like, my brothers and sisters in Christ, like, I do declare. Like, you got, sorry, I was being too grounded. But then also, to show you how my mind works, while I was being too grounded on that, I then was too science fiction-y on the head injury, because then I wasn't considering the real-world applications of a serious head injury. I was like, it's sci-fi, something's happening right now. I'm not trying to ridicule or reprimand. I'm only trying to educate myself and others and make sure that before we start throwing these words out here, like we all, like as if they are fact, just do your own research. Talking about ignorance and education in America, and this is something I used to be a victim of myself, like, before you take whatever somebody tells you, online or in person at gospel, do your own research, and then, like, legitimate research. Granted, those are all AI article overviews that have pulled from different articles online, but I saw, like links to, like, the Farm Bureau and all that. I'll trust a farmer's word over, oh yeah, and somebody got uppity about color theory. Maybe not concentrate too hard on the irrelevancy of colors and focus on what's happening on screen. I have a response I made. You can read it if you want, but I'm gonna leave that one out there for everybody to parse over. The irrelevancy of color. You're right, Vince Gilligan utilizing color in any of it. Yeah, what a fool I've been. You're right. Stupid. Colors don't matter. Color doesn't have significance in media. Stupid. For the love of God, please read a romantasy better than A Court of Thorns and Roses. Look, maybe it's a new thing I can break into. I completely get you not knowing why the girlfriend didn't turn. I didn't either. Yeah, it's like we're human or something. I thought sometimes it just messed with the body and people died in the process or something. I saw the fall, but I was assuming if the fall would kill her, then she wouldn't even start the process of trying to turn and all that rigmarole. Thank you. I cannot excuse not picking up that the trails they literally just saw before everyone started to turn had something to do with literally everyone turning at the same time. My first thought was, aren't those a fake thing? Yeah, exactly. But you know it has to be a real thing in this story because look at the stakes. Indeed. At a certain point, you just have to assume gayness just because it's more interesting to do so. Yeah, people were upset that I, took a while to fully admit and acknowledge they're a couple, and it's not for lack of want. I don't know. I don't like to make assumptions. Dude, isn't it pretty obvious they were long-term partners? Does the show really have to specify that for you? Come on, you seem like an intelligent man. You don't need the show to spew unrealistic dialogue just to specify characters' relationships and sexualities, right? Your smart brain can do that itself by picking up the contextual clues, literal storytelling and subtext, right? I wasn't sure at first, but is that a fucking crime? Is that a crime? Where I was like, hey, I wonder if they're a couple. I think they are, and my brain tells me they probably are, but I'm gonna wait until we have solid confirmation before I publicly acknowledge it. People are so strange these days. Thank you, guys and gals. I was really hoping this would get some views. I was genuinely hoping, and I'm happy to see that it has. So, yeah, keep on the views, and I will make sure to keep getting these over to the YouTubes. If you are watching on Patreon, thank you so much for that additional level of love and support. It means the world to me. Had a lot of new patrons come in recently with these shows I've started, so thank you. You will get early access to these episodes, weeks if not months in advance. Full, uncut, uncensored with HD video accompaniment. You get access to my entire content backlog and library, including Patreon exclusive shows, couples react content, and live movie watch party commentaries available on the higher tiers. However, if you're just going to watch on YouTube, no pressure, that is more than enough. Appreciate it. I only ask that you like the video, comment below for the almighty algorithm gods, and as a lot of people have done lately, subscribe for more content. Like I said, stretch goal for the year, 10K subscribers somehow by the end of the year. I will get drunk and I will do a live stream for probably a few hours at least where I read probably A Court of Thorns and Roses live on YouTube or something like that. So that'll be my thank yous. I'll get drunk and I'll read romantasy or fantasy smut or whatever. But anyway, I've opened up Microsoft Edge, hopefully for a better streaming experience. We're going to hop into episode 2 of Pluribus E.Pluribus Pirate Lady. But for anybody curious, I'm loving the show so far. Here goes nothing. Anybody know how the companion podcast is? I'm just curious. Also, is there like intro credits or a classic Vince Gilligan opening? Sorry, I'm just making sure it's all recording properly. When he'll like start on some random shot, especially in the desert. The prophet has returned. I was joking, but it's like a monk is approaching. Oh no, it's showing that it's all across the world. Which we already knew. The guy on TV said as much. Guy on TV said that worldwide convergence has already happened, but there's a total of 12 people that aren't affected for some reason. Ooh. Yikes. The charred remains. Because we know convergence happened, and then we saw them starting on the cleanup efforts. Well, we is us, we are one. But yeah, for anybody curious, and I believe I already expressed the sentiment in the previous episode, but I'm already loving the show so far. Love the premise. I love Ray Seahorn. She's killing it so far. And Vince Gilligan said he has like a plan, like at least a 4 or 5 season game plan for this show. And I think it's already been renewed for season 2. But again, what are the limitations, right? What are the powers and abilities? Can we bring anybody back to life? Or, well, probably not. I keep thinking there's going to be, like, well, part of me keeps thinking there's even greater science fiction applications and possibilities. But as far as what they've expressed so far is that all this is a cosmic psychological glue, basically. All it can do is spread and then spread and join and, like, meld together through this hive mind of sorts from person to person. But of course, you know, whenever nerds like me, like we as us, whenever we collectively have something like this to like really sink our teeth into, then we're immediately, you know, we're launching off and we're wondering, okay, but like what else can it do? What are the limitations? How does this work? What's the inner minutia of this? And I'm really curious and excited to see how someone like Vince is going to tackle that, because I haven't seen Vince Gilligan handle science fiction, but I've seen him handle, you know, a crime drama thriller with horror elements. I mean, I would say that Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul definitely have horrific elements to them, but I haven't seen him do science fiction. And with a very artistic and meticulous mind, such as the one that Vince has, I'm very curious and excited to see how he's going to, you know, handle this idea and this, like, genre. I like the no dialogue, though. It really shows you how much is going on in the world as well. When you see, like, when everybody stops functioning at once for, like, a time, like, how many accidents happen and how many systems get damaged. But I do love this, like, no dialogue cold open. That's the other thing, right? Wait, that's the other thing. Aside from the fact that we have to talk to Carol, you know, don't be scared, Carol. We're all here to help. Your choices are your own. You have your own agency. Sorry. Aside from all that, like, if you have a hive mind, do you need to talk anymore? Like, there'd be no. I think that everything outside of interactions with Carol or one of the unaffected individuals, one of the other 11, like any other interaction doesn't require dialogue, because why would they need to speak to each other? They're a hive mind. They just know because they are one, right? That's an interesting idea to consider. Nobody has to talk to each other, theoretically speaking. Everybody's going to move with such intent and purpose because they're all just, like, they all know, they're all expecting. And you have, now everybody has worldwide, dude, the implications that I'm realizing here, because she'll know how to fly the plane. Because now, like, the whole world has the same exact amount of knowledge. Dude, this deal's getting better all the time. Everybody suddenly knows every single language ever. And even, like, dead ones, old ones. Like, everybody knows how to do everything. Because you now have a collective consciousness. And I appreciate this scene for demonstrating as much. Fascinating. Yeah, these were elements I hadn't even considered. No protective gear. But I'm also curious, is there any part of the old person left in there? I always think back to Last of Us with the cordyceps infection. And there's the conversation that Ellie and Sam have where they pose that very thing where it's, you know, do you think that person is completely taken over? Or because they're not, like, make no mistake, cordyceps is not, they're not zombies, by the way. This is my nerd talking again. They're not zombies, they're infected. Zombie implies death first. And, like, they're infected through, you know, bites or through the spores getting inside the system, and then the infection takes over. But, you know, the whole premise is, you know, with the ants, is it takes over and they can't control their functions anymore. But does that mean there's still a part of that person in there forced to do these things by the biological infection and with no say over it? So I wonder, is there any part of the person left alive? I shouldn't say alive, they're all alive. Is there any part of the person left in there? Because with the hive mind, like, taking form and shape, is that you lose any sense of individuality because now you're all one. And they claim it's a psychological glue that brings everybody together and merges them all together. But, like, that person of who you were, like, you know, MovieMan, right? Is there anything left of me, of MovieMan in here? You know, if I'm absorbed into it, do I still love movies? Will I still play video games? Or am I just only existing now to serve the greater purpose and cause of furthering humanity in its efforts? Who's to say? All concepts that I sincerely hope, but also I think will be explored in the show. You gonna take off in time? Also, we haven't seen any so yet. Is Pluribus gonna have it? There it is. Our first actual title intro. Oh, I love that. I love that. One from many. Also, I don't know if anybody else is watching Has Been Hotel right now, but what are the odds that we have all this Latin making its way into culture in the same, like, month, right? Because you have Has Been Hotel with the character of Vox, and you have him becoming Vox Populi, the voice of the people. Fox, is it Die? Fox Day? Vox Die, the voice of God. It's like the voice of people, the voice of God. Pluribus, e pluribus unum, one from many, or in this case, many from one. Basically, it's just, it's a little, you know, it's funny that it happened twice. Like, it's just a funny little coincidence in my mind. But I love the title design of all the individuals coming together to form the one, and it's like a fingerprint, so further reinforces the identity motif and all that. This is really cool. I like it. Also, always love how Vince's intros between this, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, short and sweet. Okay, it's been almost 11 and a half hours. Oh, dude, yeah, she got plastered, huh? Oh, Carol. Substance abuse issues, as we know. Hell of a hangover, huh? Carol, would you like some? We left some greasy, cheesy food outside your room for you, as well as Tabasco sauce and a raw egg. Perhaps that will help. God, what a shame. I wonder how long they were together. One thing I wish I had done just to with people is I wish I would have, like, not acknowledged the comments about wasn't the relationship obvious, and I was still speculating right now. I was like, guys, I don't know. They seem close, but they could just be, they were roommates. They were just roommates, right? Maybe they were just really good friends. It was like a girls thing, right? I don't know if they were together, guys. Like, the one thing I regret is I didn't just keep going with the bit. What would I do? What would one do? What would you do? You found out you're one of 12 people in the entire world. One of 12 people in the world who haven't been sucked into all this. Hard work digging a grave. Not that I would know, but, you know. There's a reason why so many bodies are found in shallow graves. It's hard work to dig, like, a deep grave. Is this woman gonna be the new Carol correspondence? Perhaps The hive mind shows her to be like a non-threatening face. Maybe Carol knows her. Vince already likes doing sequences where people just are doing things and not like talking. Oh, they still enjoy coffee and such. Okay, so we still enjoy our vices. I mean, what society would just keep functioning, right? But to what degree of individuality does this suggest? Because drinking coffee, there's intent in that. Like it's not something you need to do, but it's something that one typically wants. Or when you drink coffee, it suppresses the things that make you feel tired. Change of outfit, okay. Tasteful nudity. Hair, makeup. I think they're getting her gussied up to go like, yeah, to be like a friendly face to talk to Carol. But my mind is just like going, wondering what, like, oh yikes! I told you, digging a grave's hard work. Oh, there she is.
Hello?
Oh boy.
You okay?
Oh, dandy.
Sorry, we didn't mean to startle you.
We again.
We wouldn't have intruded, but if you don't mind us saying, maybe you could slow down and take a break.
You people are spying on me.
Oh no, you just happened to be outdoors this
How?
morning.
Where are you watching me from?
An MQ-9 Reaper?
A what?
A drone.
It's an Air Force drone. It's
Well, that's the point.
it's way up, but 40,000 feet.
That's the idea.
It's not dangerous. It's not even armed.
Not that one anyway.
We'd feel so much better if you'd hydrate.
What's in it?
Water?
Water.
And what else? Something that's gonna make me turn into one of you?
No, we're months away from knowing how to do that.
No, believe us, we would if we could by now, but we can't, so we might as well, like, it's so interesting, because they're being so, you wonder, are they being so nice and accommodating because are they trying to take care of her because they want her to be in, like, peak, like, they want her in good condition for the eventual assimilation of her into the hive mind? Or are they just genuinely being nice because they're just thinking, oh, well, we can't bring you into the fold, so we may as well practice what we preach, right? Like, if they found out, like, they're so sure they can figure it out, they don't know what the answer is, but what if they figured out, what if they come to the conclusion that it's not possible? Then what? Do they let these 12 people coexist in this new society of grand convergence? Or do they just say, well, you can't fit into our plan and you're going to be more of a hindrance than anything, so like, just take you out or something? I don't know. I'm truly like,
Jarmel Gurkey says it's okay.
Who is Jarmel Gurkey?
He's a bottling line supervisor in Winston-Salem. To the best of his knowledge, is just good, clean water.
This gives such John dies at the end energy.
Someone we thought you might like.
Not so much.
I told you.
Nope.
Sorry about that, Carol. Regardless, you are on the verge of heat exhaustion. And that's the opinion of every medical doctor on Earth.
Through observation, I see.
How about it?
Please. What's the gal's name from Breaking Bad? Lydia. Is that Lydia? I don't think it is. Different woman, I think. I think it's a different woman. I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I was just curious. I think she's different. Whoa. Okay, come on. Well, I get it though. But damn. To be fair though, has she hydrated this morning? We understand.
You have water in the house. Please drink some. And maybe pace yourself.
We know you have questions, Carol. All you gotta do is ask. The aggressive kindness.
Wait!
You're gonna need a pickaxe, by the way. There's a lot of volcanic rock in that soil.
Your neighbor Martin at 1204 has one in his garage along with the sun hat and...
Work gloves.
She's getting a little bit red too. It's a little bit warm out there well, I guess they're both wearing sweaters early morning. I was thinking, like, I know it gets like cold in the desert, but it's still like midday, right? Oh.
What the hell is this? Are you supposed to be my character, Raban? Why?
If we chose poorly, we apologize. We just want you to be happy.
Why Raban as a woman?
Well,
My original version of him was a her.
Why Raban is the woman? Well, you see, the internet quite quickly and clearly figured out your sexual orientation. So we wanted to make sure to like really go in accordance with that, you know, because it was so obvious. Because your orientation was very obvious. We wanted to make sure we we accommodated accordingly.
I never told anyone.
How do you know that?
Helen and I were the only ones who knew.
They got into Helen's head.
You may find this hard to believe, but yesterday was the greatest day in the history of humanity.
Because there was also the whole bit about the lockout. How did they know that she like locked her keys back in that other like...
She joined us before she passed.
Oh,
She's gone,
I
but
see.
all of her thoughts, her memories, they're right here.
There you go.
Should we tell you how much she loved you?
You
Oh.
bunch of ghouls! You are a goddamn bunch of grave-robbing psychopaths! You are the reason she is dead! And now you're gonna speak for her? Every single one of you!
I mean, she's low-key not wrong. Oh! Are they recalibrating?
Hello? Anybody? Is anybody there? Hello? Are you still there?
Interesting. Also, can we bring back the word ghoul? I feel like we're not using that enough. Oh, here we go again. Are they all doing it again? Keep in mind, she's not wrong though, because that like, yeah, this may have been the greatest moment in mankind or whatever, but because of that moment, because Helen lost control of her faculties in that moment and then fell. Although, why did she fall over? Was it just like balance? Was it how it struck her in that moment? Because you saw in the bar. Well, it's weird how some people fell over. You saw it on the bar as well. Some people fall over. Some people were just standing and seizing up in place. So is it just chance? Is it based on like body type or the action you were doing, or like is it because some people were standing, or if they were leaning on something, they had just enough to keep them upright? Yeah, because it just a poor roll the dice, just rolled a nat 1, or not, I shouldn't say nat 1, but rolled a 1, and then the balance just took Helen down and she conked her noggin. Like, I guess there's no true way to safeguard against that. Interesting, it's happening again. In response to her, was it further calibration? What if they're showing you like, oh, this is what the world could be like without us, Carol? You know, if you like, it's better to just join us. You know, if we all aren't part of this, you're all alone with 11 other people who you'll probably never find. Like,
Jesus Christ! What?
oh no, I'm gonna drop this poor fool.
Down! Shit!
Yikes! Oh no! Oh no! I do like how this is very telling of Carol's character as well, to show that, you know, even in the middle of all of this, that she cares about other people. And I guess you could say selfless, but she sees people in trouble and like randomly tries to insert herself and do what she can to help out someone she sees might be in danger. Oh.
God damn it!
Carol, we can take it from here.
I was just trying to...
Back to the aggressive kind. Oh, what?
We're all right.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. You've truly done enough. Was it just calibration? Like for like a software update, perhaps? Sorry, Carol. We had to read through the terms and service agreement before we could... Ooh, what happened to her? Oh, no. That's like fresher blood, though. Isn't that fairly recent? Hi, Carol. You may have been wondering what just transpired. Well, you see, great convergence doesn't come at any easy... It's no easy feat. Not without its difficulties and drawbacks. I hope this is Carol's new car for the rest of the series. It's just the truck with the lightning unicorn on it. Oh, they give her the tools. Again, yellow. Coincidence? If you paid less attention to color theory, bozo. That still just tickles me. Like... You know, colors aren't important in media and art, right? Like, get bent. Like, what are you talking about? I get what they're trying to say, which is that you gotta pay attention to what's happening. I don't know if you know this, notice this, but I'm locked into the show. I'm trying to catch all that I can. but to err is human, you know. Unfortunately, I was not absorbed into the hive mind, so I don't know all the exact same things that you apparently do. But anyway, here we are.
Hi, Carol. How may we help you?
The pirate lady can come back if she wants.
Absolutely. She'll be right over. Is there anything else?
The pirate lady. Reluctantly taking it in. I'm not gonna take the sun hat. That is, by the way, that is crazy that it tried to give Carol a comforting and somewhat familiar character that would appeal to her, that she would listen to. They literally went back to her original draft of her, like, kind of smutty, like, well, what do they call them again? Romantasy? What are they called again? But the romantasy novel and her original draft of, like, the main character, Raban. So, like, woman is a female version of Raban. Is a female, quote-unquote, female Raban. It's also very telling of Carol's writing process. I might go back to what she said exactly about why she didn't go with the female one, but I feel like maybe broader audiences wouldn't have accepted that because it's a bit more difficult to get people to accept, you know, same-sex relationships and all that, even if they are, like, of a more... I mean, I'm sure that people reading these kinds of books are already more progressive than your average person, but... I gotta go back to that dialogue, if I remember, to find out why. But all that to say, I think it's pretty wild that to try to appeal to her and to find somebody to match that character, they literally flew in this woman from another country to match, like, the ethnicity of this character as close as they could, just so they could give her a real life version of, like, they got a casting director to pull this woman out of recovery efforts to go be the liaison for Carol.
Was that me? Did I make everybody freeze like that?
We're affected by your emotions.
Really?
The negative ones, if they're directed right at us, they can be a little tough to take.
So, how many people did I hurt just now?
Oh, please, that is not how you should look at this. Not at all.
Did anybody die?
Yikes.
How many?
Oh, that's rough. You gonna lie?
Worldwide, it's a few.
Dozens?
Just tell her.
Hundreds?
Jesus Christ. But you can't hold yourself responsible for that. Oh my god. That's insane. Like, that's also, I mean, it's not really your fault. I mean, like, yeah, you got upset, understandably so, and directed it at her, which means you directed it at everybody. And the tough emotions were hard to take. But then as a result of that, hundreds of people, like, because again, everybody froze, hundreds of people died. That's like the most toxic, like, relationship. Unless they're just, like, using this as a way to try to manipulate and try to get her to, like, calm down and say, Carol, don't be mean to us. If you're mean to us, you're hurting us. Literally. You're killing hundreds with every angry outburst you have. Like, what? Jeez. I guess we'll call you Raban in the meantime. Oh, the flies. Body's starting to... All this trauma, man. What a way to kick it all off. Carol, we can recommend a grief counselor for you if you'd like. All this, oh, dude, she's about to collapse.
There is a quicker way, if you're open to it.
We can get an excavator back here. But Carol probably feels like she has to do this herself. Oh, helicopter? Oh, no, there's the excavator, yeah. Carol, you have all the world's resources at your disposal. What do you call that, a backhoe? Sponsor! This episode of Pluribus has been sponsored by Kubota of Fish Islands. For your projects in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and beyond, use Kubota. Notice how the name is clearly displayed in every shot it's been featured in. You know, it's going to get to a point where if I was in Carol's shoes, as traumatic as this would be, especially if I consider, like, I would be heartbroken if my partner, you've probably seen her on my channel before, but Dark Wave Surf, if my partner was assimilated and then ended up dying after all this, I would, be heartbroken to lose her. But all that being said, I guess gotta get to a point where if I have to move forward, as I'm sure she'd want me to move forward and do, make the most of this. I don't have to work anymore. I mean, I can make art like this, but then I can make art. But then what about you guys and gals? All you guys and gals, I mean, only people who'd watch would be people that felt like they wanted to appease me and watch because it's what I wanted. But I don't know. Part of me is thinking I could live it up because then I could have whatever I wanted. I could travel the world. I could eat all the food. I could see all the sights and everything. But then it's just me. What do I find like a part of this like simulacra that's been formed? I find an individual to be like my designated partner, and then I just have like the world by my side. What interesting, like, you could write so many stories about this. Like, what an interesting paradigm to consider. Like, what would I do? Just try to live up life, but then I would feel so alone. I mean, I have the whole world by my side at my hip, and yet I would also feel so alone, because then where's the individuality? I wouldn't really have a true partner per se. So many elements of this to consider, and I love how this show is getting my brain to go like 1,000,000 miles an hour to think about it all. Took the day. Still gotta grieve.
The astronauts up in the space station, are they like you?
They are. They're on their way back.
Oh. We don't need to explore anymore.
And everybody at the South Pole and on nuclear submarines,
Yes.
missile silos, Area 51.
Yes. We made a point of reaching them early on.
11 others?
Actually, now there are 12. There's a gentleman in Paraguay whom we became aware of this morning.
Okay, there's 12 now.
Them hurt today when I, did any of them get hurt?
There was just one minor injury. They're okay.
These 12, how many speak English?
5 either as a second or third language.
I want to meet those 5.
Communication wouldn't be an issue for the 13 of you. We can translate.
Oh, 13, that's right.
Just the English speakers.
We'll have to ask their permission.
Fine. Ask. The sooner the better.
We'll have to ask their permission. Yeah, because you can't just like bring them up.
Oh, shit. No. Hey.
Oh my god.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. All 5 say yes.
That was quick. Yo, that's crazy, man. Like, we'll have to ask their permission real quick. Alright, yep. AOL sound effect, like. But she's the only one in the United States, I take it? Or at least, like, because they said the other ones, like, some of them speak English, but as, like, a second, or, like, it's not their primary language. Only 2 days. Look how much has been accomplished. Oh, I love tracking shots. Give me that lawn shot. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm a like lawn takes.
Carol, is there anything that we can get you?
I'm good.
You're more than welcome to sit up front with us if you like. You could take the controls. It's fun.
Who's flying this thing? That gal from TGI Fridays? Maybe just concentrate on her.
Well, let us know if there's anything you need.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see if they're going to be as upset as she is, or if they've already...
But as we say, your lives are your own. We can't really protect you from one another.
Hadn't considered that, huh? We can't protect you from one another. What if they don't want to be, what if they don't want anybody else with individuality? What if they what if they want to be like, they can only be one? Your lives are your own. So they can't like really interfere either, I suppose. We can't protect you from one another.
Did you have to travel with us? It's very beautiful.
Interesting. Is it kids and adults?
Interesting.
Oh. I love the idea they found this. I don't know if she only learned these lines or if she has this many languages under her belt, but what a time to be like cast, right?
Would it be acceptable to everyone if we continue in English?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Okay. This is an American show after all.
Hi. I'm Carol.
Hello. Otomboyer.
Otomboye? Hang on. I want to make sure I get everybody. This is the time I will turn on subtitles, just so I have the...
Hi. I'm Carol.
Otomboyer. Pleased to meet you.
Otomboyer.
Kusimayu.
Kusimayo. That's a lovely name.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There's going to be a pop quiz after. Hope you remember them all.
Great to meet all of you.
Okay. And these are the English speakers, yes?
This is such a relief.
Is it for them, though? They seem a bit standoffish. Her in particular, she doesn't seem particularly...
These guys are.
Hello, Carol. We're family members. This individual is Bianba, Ottenberg's daughter.
Hi, Carol. This individual is Niu Xiansen, Xiumei's husband.
This individual?
Tika, Kusimayu's aunt. Sisa.
And this is
Rafi, Laksmi's 9-year-old son. We're very pleased to meet you, Carol.
Gets me every time.
Wait a second. Including me, I thought there were supposed to be 6 of us. I only count...
Number 6 is a gentleman from Mauritania. He requested a specific aircraft, which took a bit longer.
Oh, he wanted a private jet?
He thinks it will prove suitable for your gathering.
Uh-huh. Oh, is the man taking full advantage? Oh, please tell me how opulent. he wanted Air Force One. Oh, I see. This man taking full advantage of all of this. I told you there'd at least be one person out there who's like, you're telling me you're gonna give me whatever I want? All right, you want me to meet up with whoever? Sure. Give me some nice suits. Give me some, I want some sashimi. I want some Wagyu beef lined up. They want me to fly in. And tell you what, why don't you go ahead and sequester Air Force One for me? I think it'd be suitable for my meeting, if you know what I mean. By the way, I only wear, just like, starts asking for designer name brand clothing, like Rolex watches. He's like, I get early access to movies now too, right? Like, I can just like, I get the theater. Like, this is, dude's living it up.
Bienvenue à bord.
Bienvenue à bord. Oh, parlez-vous français, monsieur? The great American melting pot. The great American melting pot. We are just so pleased.
It was available to whoever asked.
That's the thing, Carol. You got the whole world in your hands.
Bonjour.
Enchanté.
Enchanté.
I am Kumba Diabate.
Kumba Diabate.
Nous espérons que votre vol a été agréable.
Ça me paraît évident, non?
Oh my god. See, oh, now we're getting really, now we're getting messy where he did, what the, yeah, because are they going to have any moral, like, what are their morals, right? We're going to give you whatever you can to get comfortable, and this son of a is one of the lucky 13 people in the entire world who gets to have all this at his disposal while also, like, being self-serving in it, like, because he's just doing it for himself and not for, like, not being selfless. So he asks for Air Force One, fine suits, all the niceties of life, and like a variety, for lack of a better term, a variety of what, 5 women at his disposal. Like, that's, this is getting kind of, that's a little bit gross. I don't know about that. Air Force Kumba.
She was available to whoever asked.
Welcome aboard, Carol.
Are they just the stewardesses? I assume that they were like...
This they call the nuclear football. With it, one can blow up the world.
Why would they give it to him?
I am joking. I do not think it works anymore.
Okay, I was about to say... Oh, no. Yeah, I told you, dude's living it up. Oh my god.
Excuse me.
Okay. Everyone, may we have your attention, please?
Thank you very much.
So, hi.
I think we're all good here.
This is the Carol Summit.
Family members, beautiful women, pirate lady. You can all just go wait out on the tarmac.
Nothing? Why should my family have to leave?
Yes, why?
We need to talk amongst ourselves, just the 6 of us. That's why we're here, right?
See, I don't think he has this guy doesn't have a single problem with any of it.
Any microphones in here? Or recording devices?
There's a built-in system that came with the aircraft. We can make sure it's turned off.
I believe you.
I did not know that was there.
You have complete privacy.
What's your plan, Carol? What, how are we gonna, like, fight this?
Actually, if you recall, Harrison Ford never rode in the escape pod.
Oh, they were talking about Harrison Ford, like Air Force One.
And in the cargo hold.
What are we gonna do about this?
What do you mean? See, what do you want? What do you want to bet everybody else is going to be like? Look, this is weird, but this is a pretty good deal, wouldn't you say? Like, we get whatever we want. Like, we have the entire world at our disposal. Like, why would we want to do anything?
Anybody a doctor, a medical doctor? Any backgrounds in science of any kind?
This isn't going to go how you think it's going to go.
Anybody build a volcano?
She's been doing all the talking. Nobody really has, like, given input on this. But something tells me they're all chill with it.
I don't know how we do this.
She's the only American, I assume.
I don't know where we begin. It's up to us now. The future of humanity is in our hands. As scary as that sounds, to put the world right.
Sure. What's wrong with it, though?
Why?
Why save the world? Is that's your question?
Does the world
Why
need
does the
saving?
world need saving?
Yeah.
At present, the situation seems very nice.
That's what I was saying.
Cool plane. Really. Meanwhile, everybody everywhere else has turned into some kind of pod person, right? And it does not matter how nice they are to us or how many supermodels they send to peel our grapes and off. That does not change the fact that this is not right. I've seen this movie. We've all seen this movie, and we know it does not end well.
We'll live it up while we can, maybe.
Are you the one who lost her temper and made them all stop moving?
Oh, what, you're going to get all sassy now?
When you did this, I was in an automobile. My grandfather was driving. The automobile crashed, and my grandfather died.
So you're blaming her for your... What are you talking about? How could she have known?
I'm sorry.
And now Carol, who's very empathic.
She not know they do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody know.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you're upset, so you got to put, like, people that are upset, they got to put their grief somewhere. But, like, that's so toxic to hold somebody responsible, not just to hold somebody responsible for your emotional state of being. I mean, they can be a catalyst for it, sure. If they say something mean, it's going to affect you. But to be like, I did this thing, and all this happened because you were upset about a situation. So you being upset is bad for people. Like, that's just so...
I don't know, you seem very angry.
Okay.
I'm very sorry you lost your grandfather.
I
But
lost
the rest of your family waiting outside.
I lost my partner.
You've lost them too. Everybody understands that, right? Your husbands, wives, parents, children, they're not them anymore.
My child is still my child. Very much so.
That cute little boy we just met? The one who
Very
can
much
perform open heart surgery and fly the space shuttle? Yep, he's right as rain.
You listen.
He is also your prime minister. Some guy you dated in high school. Your gynecologist. Think about that.
I do like how she... right as rain. It all comes full circle.
Guys, I'm not looking for a fight here. I'm just trying to make a point
Horrible
that this whole
person,
thing...
dude. Off. I get it, but like...
I am not convinced things are as bad as you say. As we speak, no one is being robbed or murdered. The color of one's skin, by all accounts, now meaningless. All zoos are empty. All dogs are off their chains. Peace on earth.
Assuming that's even true, ask yourselves, what's been lost?
Individuality.
I look outside. I see giraffe eat all the leaf off my tree. I say, shoo, shoo. It do not listen to me.
Because it's giraffe. That is nice.
I
No
tell
more
you
zoos.
this. I do not give away my dog.
What's going to happen when they figure out how to turn us into them?
Then we all become one.
I want to be with my aunt. I want to be with my cousin.
Oh, honey. No, you don't. You may think you do, but you don't.
Okay.
Tell her how to think.
Yeah, all right. Now that's... Yeah, Carol, I get it. I get the concern, but we gotta like... Who knows how it is? Who knows how it could be, though? Assimilation, you know?
I know you are...
Oh, no.
lonely and scared, and this whole thing is terribly confusing. Believe me, I know.
Not everybody has to think like you think, though. That's the...
Everything about you that's you.
You gotta be open to the...
Everything that is personal and individual and special.
And she's making a good point, but part of this has to be, if you're going to come to the table and have this conversation, I feel like she wants to bring these people to the table so that she can get her concerns and her worries across, and she wants to be heard from her unique perspective by other people who could maybe... I guess she's thinking everybody would share it, but she also needs to, given the situation, I think she needs to be a tiny bit more open to at least hearing dissenting thoughts and opinions on all this.
You won't have that anymore.
But we'll all be one, right? We'll all be together.
I'll share it.
What did they tell you? What kind of promises did they make?
No promise. They only tell me what it's like.
and it sounds delightful.
You don't think it sounds wonderful?
I mean, Jonestown said that, you know.
You don't ask them what it's like?
No.
How could you not ask them what it's like? Raise your hand if you ask them. You sit there and you tell us, we must do this, we must do that, but you don't even bother to educate yourself. Why should we listen to anything you say?
That's a decent point.
Because I'm smart enough to know you don't ask a drug dealer to describe their heroin. No.
Who's hungry? I myself am famished.
Oh, I'm sure you've not been eating well at all lately. I'm sure they've been starving you. It's been just Marishan ramen and all that. I guess my question is, would the hive mind realize they're being quote-unquote taken advantage of, or do they just derive genuine pleasure from providing these individuals? Like, from the hive mind's perspective, this is very sad, right? Because they want peace on Earth, they want convergence, they want assimilation. And the fact that there's people in this world now that don't get to experience the, experience and flourish and delight in this new way of life and this ultimate peace and tranquility and shared consciousness and knowledge, to them, that could potentially be heartbreaking, right? Like, oh my God, it's already bad enough that we lost so many people during the convergence, but now there's people that we can't bring into the fold. This is terrible news. Like, this is heartbreaking for us. We will do everything in our power to make sure you're comfortable and taken care of, as you presumably would be if you were a part of this shared hive mind, if they'd even want for anything in the shared state, right? So are they like giving them whenever they want and helping them because they take genuine pleasure in it?
Voilà.
Ce n'est pas possible.
Poulet yassa.
Poulet yassa.
Incroyable.
I'm sure it's delicious, though. Top chefs in the world.
Okay. Exactly like my Auntie Awa made it when I was a child. However, and I'm not complaining, mind you, I did order lobster.
But the only lobster currently available is live.
Oh, and we're not going to
We
kill
don't
it.
kill.
We don't
Not even a lobster?
kill.
Your chicken, fish, beef, veggies are the freshest we could find in the local markets. We do hope you enjoy.
But once that supply runs out, what's the food going to be like? Okay, well, we don't kill. Period. So that, like, the world's animal life is going to flourish. But then for food, you're going to grow crops. You're going to engineer, the usual stuff that has preservatives and all that. But when you say you don't kill, do you harvest still? Like eggs, yeah, sure, okay. Eggs, well, I don't want to get too much into the minutia of it, but there's going to be a lot of, I hope the vegans are going to prosper. Interesting. We don't kill. Why do I feel like at some point in the future, another shoe could drop, though, in terms of intent of the hive mind?
What if I wanted escargot? Surely you can kill snails.
No.
We don't kill.
A wasp, even. If it's about to sting,
Self-defense?
you don't kill it.
No.
Purposely.
It's not in our nature.
Well, hip hooray for you.
And Debbie Downer. Don't kill. Not purposefully.
They won't step on a bug, but they'll enslave an entire planet. Yeah, that makes sense.
Our joining is very much the antithesis of slavery.
If you're gonna hit me. You're joining all the marketing brains on Earth, and that's what you came up with? Wow. Well, I don't remember you asking anyone.
For us, it's a biological imperative.
Was it Kumba's choice?
Like breathing. Every time one comes to understand
Biological
how wonderful
imperative.
it
How many
feels.
people died during your wonderful joining?
Must you curse so much? There's a child present.
You mean...
I'm sorry, Ravi. I apologize.
It's quite all right.
Tell me, Ravi, for a pelvic exam, what kind of speculum do you prefer? Metal or plastic?
What?
It would depend. Both have their uses.
No. But, I mean, you probably wouldn't do a palpation, right? Not with those tiny little fingers.
How dare you?
How many people died?
There's just no way around it.
We would bring in newcomers individually, thousands every day.
But it's such a large-scale operation.
Had to accelerate the process.
So how many?
That goes to my point early, in the first episode, though, when I was wondering how the infection would spread, the virus, for lack of a better term, right? Like, how did they discover it was happening? I'd be so curious The military. So, but how would they have figured it out?
886 million.
God damn. Yo. 886,477,591 people died. Which, I mean, cumulatively is like, I mean, I guess more people still survived, but yo, almost 1 billion people.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, there's no God.
I guess you gotta break a few eggs, huh?
Oh, they're about to crash out.
Killed 11 million.
Oh, this. So I'm gonna be responsible for it. Not a few hundred. She killed 11 million after her tantrum. I shouldn't say tantrum. I'm sorry. Damn.
What if I caught a fish? Or say I procured a chicken or a pig and I, myself, did the, what then?
Yeah, we would mourn the passing of all these creatures.
But you would cook them for me.
Damn. Does he have, like, hunter garb on?
Are you going to let her continue like this?
Let her? This over here, like, I get it. I'm trying to be so receptive to this. I'm trying to... Look, I already acknowledge the fact that Carol came in swinging, right? Understandably upset, perhaps not being as open as she could have or perhaps should have been. But this woman in the corner of the room, like, I get it, but, like, come on. But at the same time, I mean, it's, like, literally, like, it's the same amount of aggression that Carol is bringing into the conversation, but with the opposite viewpoint. So it does make for a good, like, you know, this is a good, like, a challenge to Carol. This is a good back and forth. And it's what I brought up before she even met anybody else. I'm like, some other people are probably going to, like, live this up. Like, you're living in the lap of luxury, right?
Warm up my plane. I'm going home.
Good riddance.
Off. Good riddance. Like, yeah, you're going to let her have a piece of your mind? No? Yeah? Oh, here we go.
You. And especially you.
Oh, there we go.
Have the time of your lives. Enjoy it. Eat, drink, and be merry. Go to the Guggenheim, Disneyland, Paris, wherever else these whacked out Moonies take you next. But know this, you are traitors. You are traitors to the human race!
The march away. Oh no, Carol, are you okay? Oh my God. Dude, the stress, man.
Get the off me! You freaks! Get the
Oh, here we go again. Oh my God. Oh my God. What a nightmare, man. What a nightmare. Heaven forbid she express emotion. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Heaven forbid she express her emotions. I feel like there's some type of, like, 2 days, 16 hours now. Alright. Maybe, alright, maybe he's digging too deep, maybe he's getting too much into it, but I'm sensing there's some type of, like, allegory, what would you call this? Allegory and metaphor? Where it's just like the price that, now, heaven forbid I go into this territory, right? But the fact that we're following a woman, a female character, and this is kind of exemplifying the issue that, like, heaven forbid a woman express her emotions and her feelings without her then, like, without there being repercussions and then her being blamed for like, the hive mind's not blaming her. Definitely some of the other survivors are, but, like, the fact that she's, like, feeling almost held hostage by, like, if I express I'm upset by a situation, other people are going to suffer for it, and now I have to feel like I have to kind of, you know, holster that, for lack of a better term. Like, it's like a nightmare. It's shitty, but I think it also speaks to real life and reality, and not just for women, like, for a lot of people in general, like, societal standards, like, based on, we have to conduct ourselves in a certain way lest we invoke the, you know, the social backlash or any type of, like, I'm just saying there's a lot of, maybe there's something deeper to dig into here. I think there's a purposeful paradigm being explored. And I'm sure the same people who told me I wasn't digging deep enough into the show might be the ones that are telling me now that I'm digging too deep into it. But that's what I'm picking up what they're putting down with that. I think that's kind of the intent, is like, you know, she's upset and she thinks this is wrong, and she might be the only person in the entire world to do so. And already that's a lot for her. Like, she literally is like collapsing out of exhaustion and stress and a myriad of other factors. And then, understandably upset, she expresses herself, and now she's being like, and now what, she's going to be like mentally punished for it or reprimanded by other people, other survivors, right? Because she's expressing how she feels, and because she can't help that this hive mind is sensitive to emotion. Like, a lot of me sides with Carol, and at the same time, I think that she does need to be a bit more open to what everybody else was saying. I don't think she had to like change her opinion and her mindset and agree with them 100%. But I do think that if she was going to call this summit together and have this conversation, she needed to at least understand there might be differing points of view. Though from her perspective, I get why she would think that her perspective would be the obvious one to have. But the moment you start thinking about it, you realize that's not necessarily the case. But I sympathize with Carol. I empathize as a fellow human being. I lean towards the concept of individuality, but I'm also, it's a lot to come to terms with, and I don't know. I think that she's perfectly justifiable in her emotions and her reactions. I understand where she's coming from. I would probably it'd be a lot to take in too, especially giving her perspective and her situation specifically. Sheesh. It's only been 2 days. Where do we go from here? She's found out that maybe not every single survivor, like not all other 12 people, but at least the ones she met with, all of them are like copacetic. They're okay with it. I'm also concerned because she's like, she already was struggling with like substance abuse via alcoholism. And now with all this going on, she's leaning deeper and deeper into it.
Good morning, Carol.
How are you feeling?
Damn.
Couldn't be better.
How many people died that time?
You got anything to make me stop doing this?
We don't.
I will say it's also very telling of the hive mind, how they really, I do believe they are really trying to make her feel better and like taking care of her emotional, mental well-being. And I say that because when she came to her in her backyard and she was like, how many people did I end up accidentally, like, you know, like leading to their deaths and all that, they severely downplayed it. She went from like a few to, well, you know, some dozen, like maybe, and then Carol was like, what was it, dozens, hundreds? And so she only assumed it was hundreds. But then to find out that like what she did, I hate to say this, but what she did led to the death of 11 million people, you know, give or take an exact figure. And the fact that they downplayed it so severely so they not to cause Carol further distress, like, there's like some level of care in there.
Bad did I screw things up with the other 5? Did they leave?
Poor Carol.
All but one.
Oh, well, the guy with the supermodels?
Je fais ce que je peux.
And what she's feeling right now. I can only imagine. Dude, perfect pick for this show. Reese Horn, she is a force of an actor. I love her. I adored her performance in Better Call Saul. I think she's killer, like, period. And what a character to like lead the charge with this show, and that range and that talent and the spectrum of emotion and trauma and everything that she's having to go through. We're only like about to finish episode 2, and I'm reeling from this performance. Like, she is delivering, and like I feel so much for this woman. Oh my god. Magnifique. Oof. I can go for a drink right now.
It's the finest martini I have ever tasted.
Well, we got the recipe.
Délicieux. Comme vous.
I will say this man has the drip. Carol, enchanté, madame.
Better than I should for being the biggest mass murderer since Stalin.
I don't think these fine people see it that way.
No! You can't talk like that, please. Don't worry, Carol. It was an accident. We know you didn't mean us any harm. Interesting. Are we going to humanize this gentleman? Kwamba? Was it Kwamba?
That Guggenheim is really worth a visit.
Agreed.
Stunning architecture.
Indeed.
You wanted to talk to me?
I am headed to Las Vegas, Nevada.
You want to come with?
Have you been there?
Looking for hotel recommendations?
No. I am staying at the West Gate. I will occupy the penthouse of Mr. Elvis Presley.
That sounds about right.
Some say it is haunted by his ghost.
Oh, mama.
This intrigues me.
Okay.
If it is acceptable to you, I wish for Zoja to accompany me. She suggested I ask. I believe she needs your blessing.
Oh.
Who's Zosha?
Your chaperone.
You never asked her name? Zosha.
Accompany you for what? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
What can I say?
I like how I thought that he was like gonna actually have like a heart-to-heart with her about this, and he literally was like, I'm sticking around to ask for your permission to take your companion with me on this like boy world tour.
Today I've spent time with her, gotten to know her, learned her name. I feel we made a connection.
Can I ask a question? What is wrong with you? Is it a medical condition?
If she is your companion...
She's not my anything. They are a bunch of brain-damaged incompetents, but you keep sticking your dick in them.
Zoja, would you join us, please?
Oh, is he not? Did I presume too much? Is it not for the physical? Is it legitimate companionship?
Have I behaved in an untoward fashion? Have I shown you, any of you, affection that was in any way unwelcome?
But like, if you're trying to say none of them ever said no, why would they? Because they're this hive mind that is actively trying to please you, and they haven't. The only thing they've said no to so far is we don't kill. Like, we don't kill. But he's like, oh, but if I killed, you would still help me prepared, right? And they're like, well, we didn't kill, so yeah, we would. Like, they're here to make you happy and like await your every beckoning command. That's the other question. If you're assimilated into all of this, aside from the purposes of pure reproduction, which I assume they would perpetuate but also control, you know, they make sure people had enough kids so as not to, you know, of course have humans die out, but also not to push, you know, past the overpopulation issues that we experience and all that. But like, I don't think sex would exist as, you know, would intimacy or sex exist as pleasure? Is this hive mind actively pursuing, like, there's so much to get into in terms of like vices and pleasure, and then
Let me see if I've got this straight. Casanova McBoner here wants you to join his harem, which is hunky-dory with you, provided I give you my permission?
On principle, she'll probably say no.
Being used like some sex doll? And I'm what, your pimp?
That is completely uncalled
You're
for.
You're completely uncalled for. The entire world is ending, and
is she
instead
wrong?
of doing the right thing and trying to help me, you'd rather
Please,
run
the
around
last thing
sticking your...
these people need
is you losing your temper.
Again, these are reasonable, like, she's having reasonable reactions to like a lot of crazy stuff, and she's being told to repress her emotions and hold it in. I get it. You know, if we're looking at the sake of all the numbers here, we don't want people getting hurt. But like, the fact that she's like being held emotionally hostage in this situation, every time that she gets upset and expresses that she's upset, like she's gonna like get like chastised for it, and people are gonna suffer. It's like this like I know the solution, right, would be to like join and all be part of it and be one. But then again, you have the moral dilemma. I love this thought-provoking.
You want to go with him? Go with him.
If you want to. Do you want
Please
to?
work this out yourselves.
Or we have to be in an impartial party?
We can't choose.
Yes, you can. If you can do square roots in your head, you can make choices.
What do you want to do?
And there's a whole third option, where you just tell us both to piss off.
What do you want as the hive mind?
It would hurt one of you.
That's human nature. That's life.
We can't do that.
But you need to have that. It's these human experiences.
But to me, this does not feel like the end of the world.
I love how we're taking this approach to it, right? Because the obvious thing would be this is terrifying, assimilation, right? But we're putting our main character, who is kind of like who we are, you know, we're living through this experience through Carol. She is our primary protagonist, for lack of any other term, yeah? So to put her in this position where people unlike her and like her are all kind of against her in her thought process, like really, it's like challenging our you know, experience base. I like the way that we're handling this. She's like, I'm not gonna make the decision. But I guess by not like releasing her, I think that Zosha is gonna be sticking with her. Jeez. Oh, did she go with her? With him? Oh. Raban, Zosha, pirate lady. There was a moment there. Because as much as she's against all of this, she like empathized. She sympathized. She was like, she still couldn't help but recognize them as people to some extent, right? Because she was like, you're using these people. But also she's thinking that they're being used by the hive mind. Oh, wait. Oh, she's gonna go save Zosha? Because she can't help it. Didn't feel right. Oh, yo. Excuse me, ma'am. Once the plane is pressurized, you can't open the cabin door. Wow, what a great last shot there. I really like her character a lot. Like even after all of that, like she still can't help but in that moment, if she had been sticking to what she actually, you know, had been thinking and preaching and all that, she said, "Oh, well, they're all part of one right now, so I don't want to have to deal with any of that." But she didn't love the idea. She couldn't bear to think of like this woman joining the harem and being carted around as like, yeah, it's like a fuck toy essentially. And then even then she was like, I want Zosha. I wonder if the hive mind, like how they're gonna perceive that or like sense that. Like I know that they say we're here to provide, we want to make sure everybody's happy and provide affection and give all the, but like, do you think maybe that they'll like realize that they know where she's coming from, but maybe like they'll see that she's different? Maybe they're catering to the whims of people like Kumba, but maybe they realize, because there's like even the hesitancy there where it's like, really, they said, what do you want to do? And like, well, we don't want to upset anybody. But then she's like, well, yeah, but you don't see that he'd be using you, and this is all just to like satiate his own fantasies and desires and all that. I wonder if Carol like develops a relationship with it. Them, I guess, is more appropriate. I wonder if she can come around. What if that's what the show kind of winds around to, is like she convinces them to go in, like to disjoin? I don't know. I have no idea what direction the show could go in, but I'm loving this so far. Fascinating. Well, we have one more episode to go, and then I'll be fully caught up, but we have Grenade coming up next. Well, yeah, that was great. I love it. I still love it. I love how thought-provoking this show is, and how much conversation you can have around it and around, you know, the idea of it, the pros, the cons, because it addresses exactly what would be the case. You know, of course, if you're part of the hive mind, you're going to be all happy and satisfied and maybe peachy keen about it, but there's a lot of cons to it. You lose of individuality, and then it was interesting to see how Carol was really the only person out of all the survivors that she's met so far that was just she was the only person not okay with it. And maybe a lot of us share the same sentiment, but I brought it up before she even got on the plane. I was like, man, at some point I wonder if I was in her shoes, would I just kind of, you know, choose to accept it and live it up until I'm eventually assimilated, which sounds evident, which allegedly sounds so nice. But anyway, I have been yapping up a storm, so I'll leave it up to you guys and gals to converse below. So that was episode 2. I'm loving this. What do you guys and gals think so far of the show? As much as I go back and forth and I might get passive aggressive or debate people occasionally in the comments, it's all been, I thank you all very much for the mostly positive feedback and the conversations we've been having. I want us to like have those talks. Now, again, if you do disagree with me, if I missed anything else, if you think that I'm fundamentally wrong or I'm digging too deep, disagree below. Like I might bite back a little bit, but I still always welcome dissenting opinion and viewpoints in these conversations to begin with. I just say let's all be civil about it, right? You want to upset us. I represents all of YouTube, all the YouTubers. We are one right now. If you upset us, then all of our channels are deleted. We lost 11 million YouTubers last time that you left an angry comment, so you don't want to do that, do you? All I had to say, thank you guys and gals so much for watching. That was Pirate Lady, episode 2 of Pluribus, of Pluribus Unum. Sic Parvis Magna. If you're watching on Patreon, thank you so much for that additional layer of love and support. It means the world to me. It also, the more people that join, makes it easier for me to shovel. I'm not even kidding. The more people that support and the greater the Patreon grows, all the money I get from Patreon, I dump right back into the channel, a la my editor and like equipment and, you know, subscriptions to these services, stuff like that. That's what I use the funds for. So the more people that join, the more content I can shove at my saint of an editor who puts up with all the stuff that I throw their way, and the quicker I can get all this onto YouTube. So if you've been thinking about joining but haven't already, now's always a good time. You get early access to these weeks, if not months in advance. So with Pluribus, it's going to take a bit of a priority here, I'm not going to lie. You get early access to these episodes, in addition to my entire content backlog and library of reaction series, analysis, etc., which includes Patreon exclusive shows, couples content reactions, movie commentaries, and live watch parties available on the higher tiers, etc. If you're on YouTube, that is more than enough. Don't feel any pressure to do anything else. You being on YouTube for free is more than appreciated. I only ask that you like the video, comment below for the almighty algorithm gods, the good, the bad, the ugly. Tell you what there, sweetheart, it's all still engagement. Makes for great radio. But comment below, subscribe for more. We just hit 7,200, and if I can get my stretch goal of 10K by the end of the year, I will get drunk on a live stream and read a court of a court of crowns and thorns, or thorns and roses, something like that. I keep forgetting, but I will get drunk and read smut live in the sultry voice, or whatever you want. I don't know. But that's all I gotta say for today. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of Pluribus. Have a good day, have a good night, and as always, a goodbye, travelers. And thank you, Vince. Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Daddy, Papa.